Today, we're taking a closer look at NCBA's policymaking process, which begins at state and regional cattle associations across the U.S. Every piece of NCBA policy starts this way, from discussions and resolutions developed by individual producers at the grassroots level. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brad Bulla has more on the importance of this process and explains why it's key to NCBA's continued success.
Each year, more than 7,000 cattlemen and women attend the annual Cattle Industry Convention. The Cattle Industry Summer Business Meeting draws a smaller crowd, but at both of these meetings, producers who volunteer to represent their states join in committee work and participate in the NCBA board meeting to vote on every policy issue.
Our members take a lot of pride in what they push forward at the national level. That process works. The committee process at the national level works. Everybody gets a voice, and even though not every single member from Missouri can come to the national convention, they elect delegates to represent them, and they do a good job doing that. But we so often say it goes back to the state. It goes back to the state affiliates. We can't forget the county. I mean, it starts at the county level, and without these county affiliates, we have no state affiliates. We have no state affiliates, we have no national affiliates. So it really starts at the county level.
I think it's important for producers to realize sometimes we discredit our ability to effectuate positive change. We think I'm just one person, but again, you have some great ideas, and I encourage people to get involved in their state cattlemen's organizations, to share their ideas, and again, to join forces with others to come up with the best possible solutions for our industry. Again, it starts at the grassroots level, and really where we can add to that the power and the strength is by joining forces with groups like the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, state groups like the North Dakota Stockmen's Association, and others, where we can see those solutions that start back at home on the ranch, again, make changes here all the way in Washington.
One example of an NCBA policy position that began at the grassroots producer level is a call for regulation of fake meat, laboratory-grown or plant-based protein products that are marketed as if they were beef, pork, or chicken.
So for pork, for chicken, for beef, for any of us, it's not just a beef issue. This is an agriculture issue. This is a marketing with integrity issue, and we have to make sure that for all commodities that we tell our consumers what it is and they can have trust in that product. The last thing we want to do is for a consumer to have a bad eating experience and blame one of our members or the beef industry for producing a bad product. We have to be honest with our consumers.
Certainly the beef industry has competition. We've always had competition. We need to win over the hearts, the minds, the stomachs of consumers every single day. This is a new challenge, however, in the imitation or the synthetic product, and we've seen some of the similar related challenges in the food industries and other areas, and we want to take a proactive stance on this.
So that particular policy starts like all policy do of this organization. I mean, many people think that staff or a few of us in a closed room come up with these ideas and these policies, and that's absurd. It's simply not true. The fact of the matter is that particular policy came from a county cattlemen's group in Missouri, moved up to the state level, and then was voted on by our policy committee and then our board of directors, and then we moved it forward at the national level. And then other states had done the same thing, so we got together with, don't want to miss anybody, so 6 other states, and we all came together and introduce that policy at the national level together. That's how every single policy works. There's not a single policy at the national cattlemen's level or at the state level that came from staff or came from a group of 5. I mean, it's really, truly grassroots.
Since NCBA members approved the policy on fake meat, the NCBA Washington staff has been working on Capitol Hill and at federal agencies pressing for regulation of these products that could threaten beef in the consumer marketplace. And for leaders of state cattle organizations, it's another example of the need for producers themselves to join together and lead the way on issues they care about.
We think that some of the best ideas come from our producers themselves. Again, they're dealing with those issues, contemplating those challenges, and looking forward to the future of their industry and the future of their families and their businesses. And so again, by joining forces with our colleagues across the country, we can be stronger and again, hopefully have some positive results on this topic and many others.
If you want a voice, if you want to be heard, get involved, get engaged, whether it's this organization or any organization for that matter. If you want to be involved in the process, you want to understand the process, don't sit on the sidelines. I mean, it's easy to throw rocks and say we're top down or this and that when you're sitting on the sidelines. Get involved, get engaged, and then by golly, your voice will be heard, and you will see that it's not top down. It's really, like I said, from the county up.
I'm Brad Buller reporting for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
And joining us now is Barb Wilkinson, NCBA's Senior Executive Director of Governance and Leadership. Barb, why do you think NCBA's policy-making process is so critical to our organization?
Kevin, without it, we wouldn't have a playbook for our Washington, D.C. staff. It starts at the grassroots level, and on we go. It's just the way we do business.
And this process is going to be on display this week during the summer business meeting. Tell folks why that meeting is so important to our business.
That meeting is really important because, just like it says, it's a business meeting. They're taking care of the policy of the organization and making sure that the policies are done right. But those policies didn't start at that meeting. They started back at the county level and at the state level. What will be happening is our state partners will be gathering in committees to vote on the resolutions that are brought forth.
So I wanted to tee up on that topic just a little bit more. What is the role of the state cattle organizations in this meeting and in the policymaking process itself?
The states are our eyes and ears for what's going on out in the country, and they truly are the foundation of our process. Without them, we would not have a process. They bring forth the resolutions, they bring forth the people to vote on them, and then the next thing is we need to continue to use them to keep those eyes and ears open, and they will even go and lobby on in Washington, D.C.
Absolutely. You and I both know summer's a busy time for lots of cattle producers. We've got haying season and county fairs and all those sorts of things. If folks can't make it to Denver, how would you recommend they get engaged in this process?
We're a realist. We know not everybody can be in Denver. The place to start is at the county level. Get involved first at the county level or at the state level. We also realize people have different seasons in their lives when they can be active and when they maybe not are able to be active. So get active where you can. If it's at the county level, great. If it's at the state level, and we'd sure love to see you at the national meeting. But make sure your voice is heard.
And speaking of getting active, the first step of being active is becoming a member. Why is now such a good time to be an NCBA member, Barb?
There is not a more important time to be a member. There are fewer of us. Our voice needs to be strong, and we need to have everybody as part of the process. We need the support. We can't have everybody at every meeting, but if we can say we have this many members, it's really important to help, especially in Congress.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming and shedding some light on what for some is a complex process of policymaking. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Kevin.
The best way to stay up to date on all the latest industry news and information is by becoming a member of NCBA. You'll receive the members-only Beltway Beef newsletter, a weekly update straight from Washington that gives valuable insights on the key policy initiatives that can impact your business. To get the Beltway Beef newsletter and other exclusive members-only benefits, join NCBA by calling 866-233-3872, or you can visit the website ncba.org.